And our next speaker, who I think is ready to speak right now, is also from the great state of Texas, and that is Senator Ted Cruz.
God bless the United States of America. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out here and speaking up for freedom, speaking up for free enterprise, speaking up for the Constitution of the United States. Let me say, as we reflect on the Tea Party movement, a gathering that started out initially a handful of citizens concerned about the direction of this country, and then it was more, and then it was more, and then it was more, and then it became a tsunami as the American people stood up and said, we will make D.C. listen and we will hold our elected officials accountable. And if you look back at the victories that the men and women gathered here that you have won, it is extraordinary. We have, number one, a Republican president, President Donald J. Trump. And for 2 years, with Republican majorities in both the Senate and House, we won victory after victory after victory, delivering on our promises. We passed the biggest tax cut of a generation. We have repealed hundreds of job-killing regulations. And the combination of both of those has unleashed economic growth. We have right now today the lowest unemployment in 50 years. We have today the lowest African American unemployment ever recorded. We have today the lowest Hispanic unemployment ever recorded. Wages are going up all across the country. And in the last 2.5 years, 6 million people have come off of food stamps. Then you've got the 2020 Democrats. They look at jobs, they look at prosperity, they look at people rising out of poverty into the American dream, and what do they say? Let's go the other direction. Let's do everything that wasn't working, and let's go back and do even more of it. How many of y'all have been foolish enough to watch some of these Democratic debates? I mean, it's Tweedledum and Tweedledummer. You know, you see them embracing positions as they gallop to the left, further and further and further left. Every one of them is saying, we're going to raise your taxes. Every one of them is saying, we're going to triple the price of gas at the gas pump. Every one of them is supporting open borders. And not only that, they're saying we got to provide free taxpayer health care for every illegal alien in America. And when asked that, every single Democrat on that stage raised their hand, including in the middle, poor Joe Biden, who's kind of looking, going, I guess I got to do this, don't I? You look at him, you know, actually, one of the moments that I thought really typified just how bat crap crazy these people are is the first debate. First debate. They were talking about abortion. Every one of them is for unlimited abortion on demand and up till the moment of birth. But then Julian Castro said that's not far enough. So he stood up and he said he wanted free taxpayer-funded abortion for transgender women. Now, look, I'll readily admit, I'm not smart enough to follow all the new terminology. But if I understand correctly what he's talking about when he refers to a transgender woman, he's talking about someone who was born biologically male. Now, I may not be remembering high school biology, but I'm pretty sure If that's the equipment you're born with, pregnancy is not in your future. You know, there was that one movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger got pregnant in a comedy, but other than that, it ain't happening. And you saw all the other Democrats going, yeah, we're for that too. What? And then there's socialism. You want to know what those Democrats are all about? They're all about socialism. Look at Venezuela. Look at Cuba. Look at Nicaragua. Let's take Venezuela. Let's start with the first one. Do you know in 1950, Venezuela was the fourth wealthiest country on the face of the earth? GDP per capita, U.S. was number 1, Switzerland number 2, New Zealand number 3, Venezuela number 4. Then Hugo Chavez and Nicolas Maduro came in with socialism, destroyed that mighty country's economy. Today, people are literally starving in the streets. They're eating food from trash cans. And what do the People's Nationalist Democrats who are running now say? Let's bring more of that here. And look, what y'all understand, if you care about social justice, you know what? The men and women here care about social justice. The greatest enemy poverty has ever seen in the history of humanity is the American free enterprise system. You want to lift people out of poverty, give them an opportunity where their rights are protected, where they can start a small business, where they can provide for their family, where they can achieve their dreams. That's what works. And I want to underscore to the men and women here, this is a battle for our country. 50% of young people say they think socialism could be a good idea. It is the men and women here. Y'all are leaders. You're activists. You have a voice. You care. It's our job to tell the truth. It's our job to explain freedom, to explain free enterprise, to explain the Constitution and Bill of Rights. With young people, the fact that they think this, we haven't done the job we need to do. Telling them the truth. Look, what young people in their right mind would want a bunch of numbskulls in that building running every aspect of their life? What do we believe in? We believe you should have the right to choose how you live your life. You should be in control of your business. You should be in control of your family. You should be in control of your education. You should be in control of your future. And America was built on the premise that free men and women don't have to come on bended knee to bureaucrats in a windowless building seeking permission for anything. So I want to encourage you. We're seeing victories on the economy. When it comes to defending the Constitution, in 2.5 years, we've confirmed over 150 new federal judges. And if you want to know the successes we have, look no further than the New York Times. Okay, this week, the story they came out with. Okay, the story is 2 guys said another guy said he saw something 30 years ago. We didn't talk to the guy who said he saw it. And the woman who is the alleged victim, oh yeah, we're not going to mention this in the initial story, but she is not in fact the alleged victim because she's not alleging anything, and she says she doesn't remember it at all. What? Look, if you were in 9th grade and you went to work on the school paper and you submitted a story like that to the school paper, they'd flunk you. I mean, look, it's like writing a story that says Mark Levin is guilty of murder. And then, correction, by the way, the person he supposedly killed is alive and well and then living down the street. That's kind of a problem. But you know what? They're doing it because they're trying to intimidate the court. They're doing that because they're trying to scare John Roberts. They're doing that because they're scared there's going to be another vacancy in the next year on the Supreme Court. This is all about partisan leftists undermining the Constitution and undermining the Bill of Rights, which means we need to explain why liberty matters. The hard left is going to show up in 2020 in massive numbers. They are angry, they hate the president, and their ideas don't work. That means our job, and by the way, they're so angry, don't respond in kind. How many radical leftists does it take to screw in a light bulb? That's not funny! Look, they are so angry, we should be happy warriors with joy. Contrast the joy of freedom of America with the angry intolerance of the socialist left. A few months ago, someone tweeted a meme online. Ted Cruz ate my son. I retweeted it, said he was delicious. Laugh, be full of joy, and speak the truth, because I tell you right now, truth is stronger than lies. Light is stronger than darkness, and America is stronger than the enemies of freedom. God bless you.
We'll talk sometime.
Anytime. Love the boots.
Thank you.